I would like to start by welcoming you, Councillor Kris Bolam, to Fiji. Having you here in person is a sure show of commitment to the partnership we are about to embark on. The Ministry of Local Government is happy to facilitate the friendship city relationship between Suva City Council and Frankston City Council. Suva, the capital city, is the commercial and administrative hub of Fiji. We are home to the Pacific Tertiary University, home to foreign missions and international bodies and other regional organizations. So in many ways, we connect the Pacific and the Pacific peoples. But we are in no comparison to what you have read out in your statement about Frankston City and its establishment way back, before our independence. Over the years, we have strengthened this status with the Fijian government's policy that we have seen activities in the municipality expand, including significant private sector investment. So by having mutual cooperation arrangements, such as the one between Suva and Frankston City Council, we intend to use this as a means to promote the development of urban city life that eventually translates into better living standard. We see this as an opportunity to share experiences, share resources, and share expertise that advance our common aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have identified some critical areas of cooperation, from culture and education to sports. We expect through these broad-based goals, we will achieve more specific goals over the next couple of months. We are optimistic that the working relationship between the two municipalities will lead to beneficial results. This relationship has been formed with an intention to re-engineer business activities and continue strengthening asset management. As a government and as councils, we see great benefits in forging partnerships. The Suva City Council has been working with the UNESCO to develop COVID-19 economic recovery programs as a priority. We are also working with the United States Pacific Climate Ready Initiative to develop an asset management program. Through this, we are trying to secure funding to climate-proof city council assets, an area we are benefiting, which can benefit us in many ways than one. Councillor Bolam, with our partnership, I hope to see more meaningful connection between our cities and our people. And I take this opportunity to convey our sincere thanks and appreciation for the delivery of hospital beds by Frankston City Council. And at that time, you were the mayor of Frankston City Council, and it was under your leadership that you were able to send not only the beds, but also PPE items and sanitary items to Fiji during this second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Also wish to acknowledge the Managing Director of Cross Ocean Freight Logistics Limited for facilitating the delivery of these items, but also being very instrumental in bringing the two cities close. Listening to you, Councillor Bolam, I can say to you that the municipalities in Fiji don't do as much as what your city does. As you read out your budget, you mentioned that you also look after infrastructure. We don't. Key infrastructure like, for example, road or transport or health services or education services is looked after by the national government and the government ministries. But municipalities play a very important role in creating a city which the ratepayers can be very proud of. And the infrastructure they develop for entertainment, for public use, is the direction the municipal councils are taking. For Suva, there are a number of projects that is happening on the ground. We are developing Ratu Sukuna Park, and we would like to make that park an entertainment center for city, where our office workers during lunch hour can walk down to that park with their food, with their roti parcels and the containers, and they can sit around and enjoy the meal. And we can also make the podium available for singers who can entertain the workers during the daytime. But in the evening, we can invite our ratepayers to come to the park for entertainment. So that's the purpose of our Suva City, our Ratu Sukuna Park. But we're also developing the Thurston Garden. We'd like to convert that into a botanical garden. The planning, we have passed the planning stage. It's a matter of getting into action, and I'm told by the CEO of Suva City Council that there will be, the workers from Suva City Council will be doing some work there, but they will be hiring contractors to complete the rest. But I'm most excited about the precinct planning work that Suva City Council has started. We had our designer competition, and after the designers competition, I think the judges met and they have decided and then narrowed down 5 companies who are now working on their plan, and then we will be holding a session at Civic Center, inviting the public before we narrow down to one winner, and that person will be responsible for designing the foreshore area for the city of Suva. But there are many other projects as well, and looking at the time, I will stop here. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I wish the two cities the best in this engagement and hope for a successful journey to strengthen the support and support each other in mainly for mutual interest. So Vinaka Vakalevu, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. CEO, and can I say good morning to everyone here today. Thank you for your hospitality. This is my first day in Fiji, and so far so good. It's very hot. The Minister couldn't control that, but I'm very much enjoying Fiji so far. So thank you very much for your hospitality. The CEO already mentioned some of our guests, but I'd like to reinforce my acknowledgement of them and their presence here today. I want to thank the press for attending, members of the Suva City Council team, thank you very much for coming today as well. The Honourable Minister, thank you very much, Minister Kumar, for all your personal behind-the-scenes work in making this happen today. I'd also like to thank the CEO, Mr. CEO Azam Khan. We had a very late telephone conversation last night about today's event, and I'm very much looking forward to working with him into the future. And I'd like to welcome other guests here today, including the Permanent Secretary for Commerce, Industry, Trade and Local Government, Mr. Ali, the Director for Local Government, Ms. Devi, and also, as I've said, City Council staff. So, with that said, our Mayor, I've recently finished my term as Mayor of Frankston City, and our new Mayor, Councillor Conroy, wishes to send his best wishes to the City of Suva. And whether it be the Minister or a future delegation from Suva, we're very excited and looking forward to receiving you when you visit Frankston. I also want to personally thank the Victorian Multicultural Sports Association, in particular Mr. Victor Kumar, who was a Fiji native, for the work they've done in making this relationship possible today. They've done enormous amounts of work, and we really appreciate the work they've done. So, the world that we live in presently is very volatile. However, the one thing that is constant in the world today is love, and by extension of love is the notion of family. The bloodlines that bound families together are unbreakable and indeed irrefutable. What we are doing today is the creation of family between Frankston and Suva City. We are presently seeing volatility in the world that for the most part is being driven by the rejection of internationalism in favour of isolationism. However, today's announcement is a bright spot for our two sister cities as we have gone against the trend and have demonstrated that opening our borders through cultural immersion and exchange and embracing friendship is the right concoction for living amongst one another in peace and harmony. Another factor that has helped in putting together this agreement today is, strangely, COVID-19, the pandemic, and the challenges and the sorrow it has created many challenges for our societies. This was, in fact, quite obvious when we first had our conversations with Suva. How do we form a relationship despite the existence of COVID? It's a disease, it's a pandemic that doesn't discriminate on the basis of religion, colour or creed. It targets everyone. It has reinforced that we, as human beings, are not infallible and we are all in this together. We are all one. And the fact that the people of Suva and indeed Fiji now consider Frankston, or will soon consider Frankston, to be family is very humbling to me and to my council. So a little bit about Frankston. Frankston, Europeans set foot in Frankston in 1803, and it wasn't actually deemed a city council until the 1960s. At the time of European settlement, it was populated by Indigenous Australians, the Aboriginals, from the Kulin Nations. The municipal boundary of Frankston is 181 square kilometres, and according to the 2016 census, 134,143 people reside in Frankston. And I was saying to the CEO prior to this speech that it's one of the top growth areas in Victoria, so it's going to get much larger moving forward. And while that's fantastic, that also creates challenges. The council has a budget of $260 million annually, with $65 million allocated for infrastructure. And I note over the next 10 years, our infrastructure spending will go well over $600 million. We have over 30,000 businesses with economic output annually of $14.5 billion for Frankston and the Southeast region. We receive over 800,000 visitors per annum, prior to COVID, of course, and we're hoping to retain that once people get more confident and feel comfortable travelling nationally and internationally. And I know for Fiji it's been a massive issue for your tourism industry, and the government has tried its best to restart the economy, and you're doing a great job at that. But we're experiencing a similar situation in Australia. We have a beautiful beach, although I'm debating, which is more beautiful, Suva Beach or Frankston Beach. I'm not going to get into that today because I might create conflict, but we have a beautiful beach and we have beautiful bushland. So anytime any of you are in the Frankston area, you visit Australia and you want to catch up for a coffee, please look me up. I'm more than happy to host you. But I'll stop selling Frankston now. But in addition to tourism and in addition to our businesses, the council manages a huge range of assets, which includes 525 parks, 82 sports grounds, 995 kilometres of paths, 706 kilometres of storm drain works, and 380 buildings and 166 playgrounds. So it's a big council. And it gives you quite a big context of the work that we do at Frankston City, much like you do here at Suva. Frankston has a strong and growing population of Pacific Islanders, and 250 to 300 Fijians are, that's what we believe the number of Fijians living in Frankston presently is. So it's, statistically that's a pretty high number. And I'm sure with this announcement today they'll be thrilled. In recognition of this and the budding relationship between our two cities, Council decided last year to make 2 contributions to the City of Suva and the Government of Fiji. The first contribution was $6,000 to assist in the transportation of hospital beds to assist Fiji in its moment of need. You had a terrible situation last year with COVID, and those hospital beds, I'm sure, went to good use. And then we also made a second contribution of $5,500 Australian for emergency medical and sanitary supplies for the people of Fiji. Furthermore, Frankston was able to fundraise an additional $8,400 Australian, which went towards a number of items that assisted the people of Fiji. And I'm really proud of the effort because Australia is doing it hard as well. But we managed to, through that $13,900 donation total, provide 4,800 tampons, 4,200 maternity pads, 3,600 maternity liners, 443 baby bottles, 53 bottles of anti-rash cream, 36,964 antiseptic baby wipes, 5,556 nappies, 3,888 disinfectant wipes, 1,800 face masks, crates of cereal, pallets of donated sanitizer, and hundreds of baby clothing. And that's something we're very proud of. We didn't do that because it was not only because it was right, but we also did it because it goes both ways. And it wasn't done because of so-called Western generosity or because we expected something in return. We did it because Fiji did the exact same thing for us. In 2020, we had some terrible bushfires in Gippsland, which is in the southern part of Victoria, and the Fiji government actually provided its military to support us during our time of need. So the expectation that we do something purely on our side because it benefits us is not the case. You actually helped us out as well, and family helped family. So we were very happy to help Fiji, and we are very grateful for the support Minister, your government provided us. So there's a lot of opportunities with this agreement. Frankston has 44 public and private schools. We have a university, Monash University, which provides tertiary education, and that has approximately 4,500 students. We also have a vocational institution called Chisholm TAFE that has 12,000 students. We have a regional public hospital and 3 private hospitals. So whether we talk about nurses, we talk about students, we talk about cultural exchange, there's so many possibilities this agreement can take, and I'm very excited, and already the CEO and I have discussed some of them. So my impression of Fiji, you're a little Pacific Island country, but you're truly punching above your weight. I'm very impressed, and I'm really excited about Frankston and Fiji becoming one through this agreement. I want to thank you all for listening to me. Sorry I went on too long, but it's from the heart, and Frankston is truly proud of this agreement. Thank you very much.